it's still complaining about the crash. Hello! Today we play a round of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart here on the Steam Deck. So that is one of the PlayStation titles that is also available on the Steam Deck. We are here on the Steam Deck OLED. So we have the 90 Hz panel. We could theoretically benefit of up to 90 FPS. Not sure if we will get anywhere closer today, but let's see. At the moment here in the menu we are only having 30 FPS actually. But let's take a look first together here into the settings to see what we start with, and then we will find out during the game which are the best settings for our little machine here. So first of all, let's go into the display and graphics settings. We are having 800p native resolution. VSync is on. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, frame generation off. We have upscaling enabled at the moment. I will turn that off for now. And if we need it, we can turn it on again later on. But let's try native resolution first. We have anti-aliasing turned on. Okay, and graphic settings are at medium, so medium presets. So you can see here ray tracing turned off, medium presets, and that looks pretty good as a starting point, I would say. So let's see, we start the game, see what frame rates we get, and then we can adjust further, but at the moment it's native resolution, medium settings basically. So let's confirm that. And let's start the game. So in this cutscene here we are moving with 30 FPS. Let's see what happens once we get into actual gameplay. Let's skip the cutscene. Okay. Let's get us into actual gameplay.
Don't you think it's weird to throw a celebration for us? I mean, we haven't done anything heroic in years. What if everyone thinks we're washed up? Oh, what if we are washed up?
Luckily, we will not need to perform any heroics.
Here we have also our two protagonists, Ratchet and Clank.
Right.
Give a big welcome to the grand marshals of our parade, Ratchet and Clank!
This is moving with around 30 FPS, but let's skip again so that we can move ourselves here through actual gameplay, which happens now, 25 FPS at the moment with medium settings, ray tracing turned off obviously, and native resolution without upscaling.
Haven't seen these guys in ages.
Yes, folks, we have a momentous day in store for you. Starting with me, and ending with a surprise gift from...
So I guess in that settings the target would be 30 FPS and we will get sometimes below that, so probably the absolute minimum that you would need to play with medium settings and native resolution. But in a moment we will try our different settings. So I guess if we want to play with 30 FPS, then those settings here, native resolution and medium settings, can be fine. Let's try to adjust that a bit to see if we would like to get to 60 FPS, what we need to do. So let's go into settings, and I guess we will need to turn on the upscaling, right? And we can also set what kind of frame rate we would like to get to by means of the dynamic resolution. So let's put in 90, since we have that 90 Hertz panel. I guess the resolution might drop quite a lot sometimes, but let's see what happens. So we have still medium presets, but now the upscaling enabled, and a target of 90 FPS. Okay. Still moving with around 30 FPS. Now it went up to 47, but also in a cutscene. So we are again basically still with around 30 FPS.
Put a bounty on us?
I hope this is not about your gift. Hurry, we must get to the front of the parade.
Now we are sometimes getting to 40 FPS. Was not a good jump.
Activating Magna Boots!
So around 40 FPS. Let's see if we can get somehow to 60 FPS. So let's select low presets. Just to make sure that this has been applied. Yep. So we're now having upscaling enabled and low presettings.
Smiling and waving, huh?
I would bet the blogs are behind this, or the Cragmites, or...
And we are moving with around 40 FPS. So still no 60 FPS inside.
Variants have been retired longer than we have.
So upscaling low presets gives us around 40 FPS. Upscaling is already enabled. Let's see if we could still lower anything that would give us 60 FPS. Not a big fan of frame regeneration, so I will not touch that. Shadow quality. Let's see if there are very low settings. There are very low settings still, so let's try that. Very low presets now.
There, we can glide over.
I see more of those goons down there. We better get moving before anyone gets hurt.
and still around 40 FPS, so don't see much of a difference right now between low and very low presets here. Upscaling enabled, so basically the lowest settings that I've found.
Goons incoming.
Look at that sweet brownie cat!
So level up, also nice. So let's see what could be our best settings. So I think there's no way around of upscaling. We could try a different upscaling method, but AMD for the Steam Deck sounds pretty good, to be honest, since we have an AMD chip also inside. Then let's look into the presets. Ray tracing needs to stay off. And let's try it once with very high settings. Let's see if we get a slideshow here. So let's try. Yeah, so we shouldn't turn on the ray tracing, I guess. The game has crashed due to using more video memory than your system currently supports. That's not so good. So we are back in a moment. 1 second. Well, let's send this report. And let's start again. Okay, it's still complaining about the crash. And yeah, I cannot even start the game anymore. Yeah, so don't enable ray tracing, I would say. Keep it humble with medium settings and upscaling. Yeah. Let's try to restart the Steam Deck maybe. Back in a second. So, and here we are back again. Let's see if we are lucky enough that this game continues somehow, and then we will just continue without ray tracing. Yeah, so I guess I will need to reinstall Ratchet & Clank. Make sure to not use high settings with ray tracing. I would recommend as best setup at the moment upscaling enabled and medium settings if you want to get to 30 FPS, and if you want to reach 40 to 50 then it would need to be low settings and maybe even very low settings and as the presets. So, I hope you still enjoyed this video, and I'm going to reinstall this game now. Until next time.